Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Let's give it a couple more minutes for everybody to come in. I know it's probably a little early on the West Coast areas. We see who's all here. Kara, welcome. Pagan Ways, hello. Beach Babe, nice to see you. Hello to Willie and Zena. Oh, thank you. She let me, even though I woke up at like 12, I woke up at like 12 this morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. She came and literally laid next to me and let me put like my hand on her stomach while she like laid on her back and, you know, let me like pet her stomach and under her chin while she fell asleep. Oh my God. Like I said, obviously dogs, you know, always let you kind of, you know, they're always happy to see you do whatever. But like when you gain the love of a cat and the trust of a cat where they don't feel like they have to protect their stomach, because that's actually where their major organs are, and that's why they're so. A lot of people don't know that. The reason they don't like tummy rub so much is because they know that their major organs are there, and they're hunters, so it's just natural instinct for them to be like, "Get off my stomach." Willie, get your phone out of the freezer and stop yelling at your cat. That's my life, Meg. That's okay. Jesse, what's going on, bud? You need another glass of wine? Gina, how are you? Let's see. Simply the best. How are you? Cold. What up, homie? Nice to see you. Finally. Just kidding. Anna, how are you? If I miss you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to everybody. Gemini. Whoop whoop. Do you watch Dexter, Gemini? And there's a reason I'm asking. Jeff, what up, bud? Just keep everything, you know, relaxed day. It's a beautiful Sunday, you know. Berlin, how are you? I'm gonna drop the chat. I'm gonna drop the link for Jesse right now. Wants to come up. Annie can hit the link too. It's just I'm probably gonna have to like. I just don't want too many people up again, because like last time I was getting literally sensory overload, and yeah. So now I know when I'm on other people's channels or other people's panels and stuff, I'm muting myself the whole time if I'm not talking or have something to say or whatever. Yeah, that's a big deal. So is that a yes? Like you've seen, like, are you watching the new Dexter, Gemini? There's this Gemini killer that's very interesting. That's why I'm asking. What's up, Candy? And I'm a Gemini too. Yeah, if everybody can hit their put their touch DNA on that like button on the way in, I appreciate you so much. KP, how are you? My cat always dodges my hand and runs from me, but when the lights go out, he snuggles next to me. Right? It's like it's like their mood changes based on like the smallest things too. And if anybody has a cat, it's just so funny. Literally just take a regular piece of plain paper and just put it on the ground and watch if what your cat does. Your cat will either like freak out and start like attacking it, or he or she will go and just sit on it. Even though they have the whole floor. That's what I like about cats. They like mayhem. Candy girl. Again, if I say hi to you twice, it's not my fault. You know why? Heather, how are you? Heather, one dimple. Only one dimple? You really only have one dimple? Huh. Willie is the blood spatter Dexter. No, I am not. I am definitely not. That is, what's her name? I watched Dexter. Haven't seen this week's episode. What, Witchy? You gotta watch it. I shouldn't have said anything. Actually, I didn't really give anything away, so I didn't spoil anything. I'm drinking wine. You love your wine, Jesse, huh? And my son and I are about to... That's fine, bud. I was just dropping a link if you want to come up. Annie, if you want to come up, I'd love to chat with you. So I want to go over... just almost clicked end stream. God damn it, I hate you. Anyway, good news. I have about 6 or 7 more days. I have about 6-7 days of the like top tier, I think it is, of StreamYard, so I can stream basically as much as I want, and I can have like my own backgrounds and like try to make like an introduction video and yada yada yada. Funny thing, before I was coming, like as I was coming up backstage, I had my cat as my background photo, but I figured that wasn't really appropriate for a true crime a true crime podcast, or a true crime channel. But I thought it was cute. Anyway, it's your fault, Willie. You and Twiz and Jesse and Dago and Jules and Chad, y'all cut in my TV time. Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, listen. I hope watching us is just as good, or hopefully a little better than watching TV. That's why I love you. I'm so happy I found YouTube and this like side of YouTube, because as you guys know, I don't have any social media other than YouTube. I mean, other than Facebook, only because I had it since I was like 13 or 14. I have Facebook and YouTube, and that's really all I have. So like YouTube is literally like my TV. But yeah, before we get into it, again, if everybody can just hit the like. Let's pause. I don't know what to say. I'm confused. That's fine. I mean, if you don't want to come up, that's all right. Because I think I can bring up different pictures as my background, and then we can kind of look at them. We can look at stuff that way. Because I want to talk about this person that basically took a selfie in the mirror, and get your guys' opinion on it in chat about what you guys think. If this is normal, or if this is just... I'll give you guys my take. I understand this is their gear and this is what they wear on certain occasions, but I just want you guys to hear me out. Teresa, how are you? So, Momo, the UK. Much love from the UK. I want to come to the UK so bad. I heard like some areas are just like Pennsylvania here, because I've seen pictures and it looks like just like Pennsylvania. Maybe that's why they name basically every city and freaking roads and stuff after different areas in the UK. Let's see. Just make sure I don't miss anybody. All right, I think that's everybody. If I miss you, I'm sorry. Welcome in. I know I didn't have too much time yesterday because we were having, obviously, if you were there, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. But I appreciate anybody yesterday that gifted a membership, got a membership for themselves, sent a super chat. Thank you so much. Again, you guys have no idea how much I appreciate that. Because again, all that stuff, and I know other creators say it, but it's true, and I truly mean it. All that stuff literally goes towards trying to create a better experience for you guys, and an easier experience for myself to be able to do the best I can on here. So, and then the goal yesterday, I didn't realize that the goal. I thought the goal kind of just showed up on my end, but the goal I guess showed in chat about trying to reach the super chats for treats for Zena. So I will be going to. There's a big pet store around here that's basically like family ran, and I will be buying Zena a massive amount of treats, and yeah, basically anything. Well, unfortunately, I can't take her with her, but I know what she likes. So I'll be getting her amount of treats and amount of lickables and a whole bunch of stuff. So I appreciate you guys so much. I lived in, I feel like starting in England. They are bad now, but nice in the 80s. Yeah, I just want to go. I just want to go to England. Maybe not like the main city, because I heard people are getting there's a lot of crime over there with the stabbings and stuff. Good morning, Bat. How are you? Oops, sorry. I know it's early in some places, but I got to cut the grass in a little while, and I was teetering on whether to cut the grass and go live, or go live and then cut the grass. I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit. Let the sun come out. Hey, what's going on? Where'd you go? What's up, Wade? Well, Christine, Wade Bird. Welcome in. Need some Z's. You always sleeping. What's going on? I like the picture of your doggy there. I like the colors on the doggy's face. So yeah, yeah, I was hoping maybe if Annie or Jesse were gonna be able to come up, that's okay. Since I'm able to mess around with the backgrounds here, I can bring it up in the background and then hide myself, I believe. So I'm sure everybody in the chat has seen the picture of the officer, the one that took these pictures, that had basically looks like he's taking a selfie in the full body mirror. Has anybody not seen that photo? Hello, Lady Speedwell. Love to go to Derby and Premier League. Yeah. Listen, I wanted to go there for Ozzy's stuff. I can come up on my phone. Share screen, but you have to me on panel. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, when somebody comes on panel and they share the screen, then I have to. When I share your screen, it doesn't show another of you on panel. It just shares your screen unless you mean a different way. Then again, regardless, doesn't matter to me. I can make the pictures my backgrounds here and do it that way. It's just I won't be able to zoom, and I've zoomed in pretty far on what that person's wearing on their feet, and I'm a little confused because I don't believe, in my opinion, those are the boots that he should be wearing. I mean, he's dressed head to toe and everything else, but the feet throw it off for me. Have you heard about remember the Vans? You have not seen, Jesse? Okay, no problem. I'll hear in a little bit. Like I said, if Annie's not able to pop up, I can bring it up on the bring it up here on the background. But yeah, Jesse, it's if you look at my thumbnail in those little pictures, like the little pictures, the little 3 pictures on my thumbnail, it's the one in the middle, that guy in the middle that's taking a picture of himself in the mirror. And then I also want to go over the knife that was left on the beer pong table, because I think that's pretty damn important that they have a knife laying there on the beer pong table, and this wasn't made aware in the PCA. 56 likes and 126 in chat. That breaks my heart, guys. That that really breaks my heart. Wow. If we can get those likes up, guys, I appreciate it. A couple minutes of your time just to like it up. It helps us get in the algorithm. That's all. I'm not asking for much. But yeah, so at that point, I just want to get your guys' opinion. I don't know what the let me go pin it for you, Annie, so I don't have to keep dropping it. Hold on a second. All right. Doesn't want to open. That's fine. All right. It should be pinned at the top. Do you guys see it pinned? So I make sure I did it right. You didn't miss much, Jane. Thanks for coming in. Like I said, instead of having a 15-20 minute introduction, I kind of just take the time to kind of get everything situated. If you can just bear with me, guys. Inside Your Bones, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Michelle F, welcome. Nice to see you. Anybody else who I missed that came in, snuck in there? Aries Fire. Wasn't it said that? Okay, does it say specifically that table? Because it says kitchen knife, and again, I mean, this is just my opinion. If you look at, when we look at the knife, in my opinion, that knife looks like a dagger. That don't look like no kitchen knife. But that's just my opinion. Only because I own a kind of similar knife with that shape. Yeah, you missed me, bro. I missed you. What do you mean, Ledge? Did Annie say give her a few minutes, or I don't know what I'm doing here? Like, I don't know if I should just bring him up here, or if she said she was coming up. I didn't say hi. Really? Are you sure? I'm gonna have to possibly. I'm gonna have to agree with that. How you doing, Ledge? You're right. I didn't say, because I would remember. The CEO. How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming in. My name is really Mel. Or I'll try to remember that, Mel. How do we even know there was a knife sheath or knife? I think it was borrowed or stolen from BK, which is easy to do. People steal cars all the time. I find it fascinating that basically in a report, the lead investigator states that a K bar wasn't used. And I know and I know we went over that before, and people were in my comments saying, where was that said? Where was that said? Where was that said? It's literally Payne's report. So that's where it was said. Yeah, there's a lot of weird pranks and stuff they do over in that university, huh? Annie, you still here? Let me see what I can do here. It's gonna be one moment. Let's go to background, add files. This should show the knife in the corner. I gotta move myself here. 1 second, bear with me. I miss Pottage. How are you? I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm trying to get rid of. I'm trying to put myself in the corner. 1 second. Rounded corners. 1 sec. That's funny. All right, so looks like that's the only amount of room I got. Damn it. Okay. I don't know why I can't hide myself. Second here. All right. All right. You think it's a bayonet? Sorry guys, I'm trying to get. I had it literally circled there. Annie, are you still here? Did you just dip out when you said you were about to come up? I'm confused. Fuck. Excuse my language. Sorry, YouTube. Jeff. Let me think. Can I get that up in the corner? Try to bring up try to do it with my tablet again. I don't know why it doesn't let me share the screen with the tablet. I mean, you know what? I don't even care because at this point, I'm transparent with everything. If StreamYard wants to charge, users $90 a month to use this shit, right? At least make it accessible to share your screen from a tablet, StreamYard, for Christ's sakes. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Meg. All right. Well, would anybody like to would anybody like to help Willard out real quick? I just need somebody's on the computer. I really appreciate it. Thought Annie said she was coming up. I thought the background thing would work, but I can't. It's not showing the knife there in the bottom right hand corner. But let me. Hold, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go try to figure this out. Sorry, guys. All right. Let me try to do this here. All right. Try to bring it up this way. Can you guys hear me okay? I wonder what happened to Annie. So wait, Jesse, can you hear me right now? Can everybody hear me okay? Am I too... Okay, I'm good? Okay, great. I try to help you out, Willie, but it looks like on iPhone, all I great guess on StreamYard app. Yeah, listen, I mean, I just somebody who's on a computer, if they're able to just bring up a few pictures for me, I mean, if I got to throw you a few bucks, I'll throw you a few, I'm not asking for much here. I just thought, you know, Annie was about to pop up here and then Houdini. That's all right. She probably has something to do. I wish I'd known, or I would have made these images to where I could just bring them up in my background. Fuck. The link's at the top if anybody's able to just, you know, if you can come up and I can either email you the pictures or vice versa. No, Annie's fine. I spoke to Annie like literally, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes before I went live. She's probably getting her Starbucks or something. Jesse, my man. Oh, let me take the banner off. Hold on. How you doing, bud? There it is. This is perfect. So I just needed somebody to come up with me. How you doing, bud? Can you hear me? I might be a little busy. All right. So can everybody in chat, can you guys see that knife at the, I mean, that's really all we see in the photo. And I know it's, you know, all they gave us, but can you guys see that knife in the bottom right-hand corner sticking out? Okay. So in the paperwork itself, it says, I'm drinking wine watching Liverpool again. No problem at all, Jess. I appreciate you coming up. In the documents themselves, does it specifically say that that Hunter put this kitchen knife or whatever on the table, on the beer pong table? Was it specified that it was put on the beer pong table or on a table? Because I'm very curious, because I know a lot of people in the comments have been referring back to, like, I don't know, Zena's black carpet, and they're like, you gotta see it, you know, Zena's black carpet's in the documents. Great. Well, I don't know where Zena's black carpet's located. You know, things can be located in different places. Oh, we got 101 likes. Thank you, everybody. We have 190 people here. If we can, you know, get the likes up a little bit, I appreciate it. I know we can do better than that. Come on, guys. Literally minimize and like, and that's it. Your touch DNA is on it, and I promise you, like I keep saying, nobody will swoop in and swab it and build a tree like they do with everybody else, apparently. Stevie Steve, I have a question. You came in the other night and said that you were pissed off that a channel like banned you or something like that. Who banned you, bro? I know, you know, me and you were similar in a way of like our mouth and stuff like that. Like, you know, we don't really care, but like, that was wild when I saw you say that. Who the hell would ban the Stevie Every document is said. So that's what I mean. So I thought it said that he had put the kitchen knife back on the counter, you know, but this is according to Judge, which how the hell would he know? And are we just going to take Hunter's word for all this? The person whose phone was there during the commission of this crime? Because to me, like I said, that looks like a dagger. It looks like it looks like there's two, like it looks like it comes to a point. It doesn't look like there's a straight edge on it. And then like a kitchen, like that doesn't, it looks more like a dagger in my opinion. Hunter's a liar and a junkie in my opinion. Yeah, he seemed a little off during that interview. It's pointy, yeah, I know, and obviously I know, lady. Obviously, I know all knives are, you know, obviously pointy, but to me, just from owning a dagger, no, Stevie's cool. What do you mean? Stevie's all right. It's just don't be mean, Stevie, or else she, this is what it is. I can't help you from there. Everybody, it's been very cordial, I think, for the past couple of lives, and it's very very rare to see, because usually chats get out of hand with just a few people in it. So I appreciate, the mods keeping everything in line, and I know you've had a few people get out of hand, but they're out pretty quick. Yeah, true crime with Sleuthy Sweetheart. What's going on? How are you? Mittens for kittens. Mittens, I know you. I figured you would have appreciated the picture of Zena that I posted. So the problem I have here is a knife is sitting in front of a perfectly compiled beer pong setup, right? And nobody bumped into this table, nobody knocked it over, supposedly, and this knife was placed here. And I mean, let's go with, this is a knife that Hunter placed. My question is, why were they so concerned at this point in time? Here's my question to you guys. At this point in time, if they don't know what's goes where, what fits into what was used to stab who, why at this point isn't that knife? Why doesn't that supersede finding a sheath? Why is finding a sheath more important than a knife sitting? And I don't care that fucking Hunter found. Hunter wasn't cleared day 2, okay? Day 1. So I don't care. I don't want to hear that. Don't give me that shit. They found a knife on the table, and the biggest thing they harped on was a sheath found upstairs that had no knife in it. So you have knife and sheath. It's like going to a crime scene and finding a fucking holster of some gun and a gun. So in my opinion, finding a knife would supersede any kind of form of finding paraphernalia to a knife. Does anybody, am I sounding crazy? Does anybody kind of understand where I'm coming from? Check chat. Yeah, if everybody can hit the thumbs up again, appreciate that. Were the wounds measured in the autopsy? Great question, Bones. We haven't seen the full report yet, and that's something that I really want to see, because I believe we're going to see at least 2 different size entry wounds. I just want to know how they're determining at this point in time what knives were used and what knives weren't used, like they all have medical examiner experience, especially pain. So far, 0 photos of the sheath. So we don't, so we have no photos of a sheath so far, which they did say, if you remember, would be on the body cam footage. So keep that in mind. So it was in his hand. Right now, I would assume the sheath being undercover as Maddie would probably mean. Hey, Rach. Yeah. I'm just taken back how you have 4 stabbed victims, right? Stabbed, obviously, you can, they can tell visually, and you have a knife sitting on the table outside of the room where a girl was stabbed 50 times. And that knife was just only used for protection against possible suspects in the house, that a neighbor who left this phone there during the whole commission of the crime told you a story of, and we just buy it. I mean, again, to me, that's just incredible. I know a lot of people get angry when, you talk about this stuff, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. You have a knife sitting right there and 4 slain victims by a knife. and we're worried about a sheath and trying to figure out what other knife matches these wounds, but we're 100% sure it's a K-bar at that point because we found a sheath. That should be a problem in everybody's mind. How they would just disregard that right there. So let me bring up 1 second. Let me try to bring this up. It should be right in the middle of me and Jesse here. It should when it pops up. So 1 second. Let me bring up the picture of the Let's see, where he's standing right in the middle of the. There he is. There he is. I think this is Officer Murphy, if I'm not mistaken. There he is. So, the next question to you guys. I understand when they roll up and, there's stuff going on and they're prepared to do this and do that because, they're called for a high stress situation. But initially they're called for somebody that's passed out, right? And one, the ambulance never goes inside. And two, we have this guy who is obviously an officer, in my opinion, clad in black with a mask on. Okay, if you're able to zoom in on your screen a little bit, you can see he has literally like a balaclava on, no booties on, which means he doesn't give a shit about tracking any blood or preserving any kind of evidence on the floor. That's two. And three, why is he taking pictures with his phone? We have nothing is marked as evidence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anywhere. There's no markers, there's no nothing. This guy could have literally took something out of his pocket, threw it on the bed, threw it on the ground, threw it on a sink, threw it wherever and said, that was there when I got here. Because we have no documentation of none of this stuff that he's taking pictures of. Does everybody understand that? And how crazy that is? Oh, all good, Annie. I'm trying to half-ass it here and bring it up as my background. And again, I zoomed in. If you zoom in on those, whatever those are, those shoes, they look like just regular sneakers. They don't look like very, very thin sneakers, not boots or anything of that. Can you see the camera in the mirror? Photographer's dash to the left. Yeah, I get it, but this guy's looking directly into the screen. Okay, while officers are taking pictures on their cell phone. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but every documentary of a case that I've ever watched, as soon as they're watching the body cam and as soon as the officers realize that there's been a homicide or something of that nature, they immediately back out and to preserve the crime scene, and all the people that dress up in PPE then go in and do their thing. Now, I mean, you can maybe chalk this up for PPE because he has gloves on and a balaclava, but I'm talking about gloves where nothing can get into the inside. I'm talking about like an actual mask where you're not going to contaminate the air. I'm talking about booties. I'm talking about actual PPE. This guy looks like he's ready to go to war. So to me, I just find it odd that Dylan wakes up, opens her door, and sees somebody dressed clad in black. And we have somebody on scene here with their phone camera taking pictures of stuff. And again, I'm not accusing cops of doing this. All right, relax. I'm just saying it's just there's so many coincidences in this case. It's appalling at this point. I've never seen so many. And I'm not even looking for them. They just come. You know, they're putting this information out. They've told us information in the past. And if you put two and two together, it doesn't equate at all. Period. So that's the other problem I have is this person here who's clearly clad in black, no booties on, contaminating a crime scene. I mean, let's call it what it is. They're completely contaminating a crime scene. And Jeff, thank you for pointing that out. If there's a person next to him, and what we see there on the ground on the left-hand side there, like before the, you know, right there at the left-hand side of the entrance of the door, that I think that's his back heel. So we have 4 feet in there, at least on this mirror or whatever, with no booties on, dragging stuff from outside, dragging stuff from room to room. Who knows if they're stepping in this, stepping in that. And to me, that's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Taking pictures of things that they think is relevant. How are you making the distinction at that time what you think is relevant? That's not your job. Taking pictures on your camera, on your own phone, your own personal telephone. Who were those pictures sent to? We'll never know. Let's see. The done one. What's going on? Welcome in. The docs say they attempted to get Murphy out of the room. Yeah, and there's a picture of Murphy scared under the table. But then my question goes to, what was Murphy doing the whole 8 hours? Was he? I mean, does anybody think Murphy was under the table for 8 hours? Because I see some people that think it was Murphy barking, but I see some people that say it wasn't Murphy barking. That they think it was a dog from inside the home that the camera's on. But I'm not too sure. I just know that we have a picture with Murphy that's looks like he's terrified under somebody's nightstand. It looks like Murphy was on the bed with the door open. Okay, so does that mean that picture then, Jesse, is when they went in and Murphy kind of got startled? I don't really care what Rolo's doing. Let's see. Well, so some people in the comments did say that they have seen videos of Murphy barking, and I mean, I'm just going by what people are saying. They were saying that his bark is kind of comparing to what we're hearing in the video. So a couple of people have said that. I mean, what other dog would be going absolutely nuts around literally the time that this is happening? If it's another dog in a different home, that means that dog would have to be seeing what's going on. Murphy, I'm assuming, is sensing what's going on if he's not even seeing what's going on. Dogs are very intelligent. Yeah, that's very, very weird. And you won't believe this, Boston. it's gotten so bad where somebody literally told me that the reason that there's no blood on the floor is because dogs' instincts are to lick, and Murphy licked up all the blood. Don't be mad at me. I didn't say it. I'm just a messenger. I couldn't believe that came out. I don't even know. I forget who it was, but when I saw that, I was like, wow, that is a hell of a guess on what happened. But to lick all the blood of your owner, I can't get on board with it. I just can't. I don't know. That sounds very sick, in my opinion. I know, Christina, but yeah, but certain animals, not dogs. I think dogs like lay next to you and cry. Cats, I think cats will eat your ass if they're hungry. Yeah, cats don't give a flying fuck. They'll eat your head. I hit up Dago that I was going live. Dago might pop in here in a little while. Let me see. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's weird that like this guy's taking pictures on his personal cell phone with no PPE on, or are we just going to chalk it up as, another small town law enforcement mistake? I believe again that's Officer Murphy, if I'm not mistaken. So let me go back here. Let's see what else I got. I want to bring up. This one here. This is going to be the one with the Zena. So right here. So I've had a few people tell me that about this black rug, this black rug. So I guess my question is, if Zena was stabbed 50 times, and that black stain right there, or black blob, whatever you want to call it, is a black rug, are we going to assume that the rug soaked up all the blood, and this is the reason why Dylan thought she was just passed out? Is that what we're going to tell ourselves? Because I understand there's a black rug, right? But that black rug is just in that perfect position to make it look like she's literally bleeding out of her head. I mean, that's what it looks like. What did Miss Podge say? Sorry, 1 second. Seems like all the photos are the same day, but we can't verify. But that's what I mean, Ledge. All these were taken by a officer's phone the same day. And at first I thought they were taken with no bodies there. But obviously now, we see that the bodies are there. She was found on a rug by her head. Okay, so I'm assuming she still bled out because, again, if Zena was stabbed 50 times, you're not gonna get stabbed 50 times and just not bleed. That's just absurd to think about. Dylan is evil. She knows what she saw, and it wasn't Zena. I wasn't just saying it passed out. So, well, Jesse, a couple of people have said she's on her back. But I'm assuming if you're on your back, right, and you pass away, your body's going to pass away in whatever position your arms are in, your hands are in, your arms, your hands, your fingers, your legs, and you're not just going to look like you're just, you know, you know what I mean? Especially if you just saw her, what, an hour or so earlier, and she wasn't this belligerent to a point where, this looks like she'd be having alcohol poisoning at this time. And if she's not known for it, being passed out like this, drunk face down or face up on her floor like this, I just don't know how you don't take action. I mean, man. And again, it just angers me so much because, I have a daughter, and if this was my daughter and somebody didn't call 911, I would never, ever, ever, ever be able to let it go. Like, she thinks she's being harassed by the public. I'd be the one harassing her forever until she told me the truth. I know a lot of people get angry. Oh, victim blaming, victim blaming. That's fine. Everybody can have their opinion. But imagine it was your kid. That's all. Put yourselves in the victim's parents' shoes, and you hear that two people didn't dial 911 for 8 hours. That's just incredible to me. Please look at my post above. All right, sorry. I can only see about 3 at a time. So 1 second here. Yeah, exactly. But you just saw, how many people, left as soon as you start talking about the witnesses, which I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to sit here and change my view to please everybody. People got to suck it up and understand that if they weren't females and 20 years old and they were males and hypothetically 20 years old and African American, they'd be in jail, sentenced under the jail, and nobody would be saying a word about it. That's the truth. And the house is lit up like a Christmas tree. So and look at the Jesse, do you see down the hallway? Do you see those Christmas lights in Zena's room? I'm sure those were on as well. So you had the good vibes light on. You had the Christmas lights on in the living room here. You have these Christmas lights on here to your left-hand side around the whatever table that is. And then you have the Christmas lights on in her room. And at no point in time do you make the distinction that she's laying there on the ground, on the ground in trouble. Not buying it. Not buying it. Won't buy it. Sorry. Everybody can go donate to her GoFundMe. That's fine. But I'm not buying that. Like I always say, I was born on a Saturday, but I wasn't born yesterday. It's just silly to believe. I'm sorry. Yes, she put on an Oscar performance at the trial. I get it, or at the sentencing, but they straight up lied to law enforcement and said that they were sleeping until 11, 12 when we all know that wasn't true. And then this one here, I want to know if we're going to get a report of if they did any kind of testing on this handprint here. Now, do you guys think that this handprint has anything to do with somebody looking in the window? Or do you guys think this is a handprint of, I know it's not going to make sense, of Hunter the next day or Emily the next day or somebody next day trying to get into the you guys know what I mean. Do you guys think these handprints are here for a nefarious reason, or are they just you know. What do you guys think? Damn, Jesse, I wish you could talk. It's so weird being up here by myself. It's like somebody trying to lift the window. Okay, yeah, and that's what I was kind of leaning towards, Marcos. But then when you think about it, that window leads into the kitchen, and if you open that window to climb in, you're gonna knock the plane over. You're gonna probably fall on your face. I just think it's odd that they didn't. I mean, maybe they did, and hopefully, you know, it might be in one of these reports that we see. But I figure that in itself would be very, very easy to lift the fingerprint from. No, Jesse's up here. He just he's watching the game right now. He came up here to kind of help me free up some space to be able to bring up the photos behind me. Because when it's just myself, it kind of covers most of the photos. So I appreciate it again, Jesse. Let's see if there's one here. I do have a favor for chat and everybody that, you know, that we've been talking for, I don't know how many years, 2-3 years now. Does anybody have maybe a clipped video or a few screenshots that they can maybe email me of the supposed people running out of the house across the street from where the footage is? Yeah, Les, I spoke to Annie. She was just in here maybe 10 minutes ago, and we spoke on the phone a few times today. Why, what's going on? Because a lot of people keep telling me that people are running across the street and coming out of the house across the street and running. No, I think they were talking more on this new footage that on what is it, 1112 King Road? I think they consider it 1112. But they keep saying that next door, like if you watch that footage next door, there's about 10 people that come. Oh, you haven't seen that footage yet? If you check out not my last live that's members only, if you go 3 lives back, it's called like the thumbnail just says crime scene photos. We go over the video there, the footage that captures like the screams and captures everything. But I'm gonna have to go back and watch that and zoom in to the house across the street to see, you know, who was, because if that's true, then that's kind of sketchy that people are running around out of houses right around the same time that people are screaming and being murdered. So I think Lana has the footage. Yeah, but I'm not talking about the Banfield. It's the footage we played the other night with the car doing a K-turn in the middle of the street, and then Molly, the DoorDash driver, comes walking down the road. Hold on a second here. Let me bring it up. By the way, I hope everybody's Sunday is wonderful. It is so nice out here right now. I love streaming outside. Here we go. Okay. So supposedly, and I think that's what they mean. The house directly across from here, where it kind of looks like a light's on. If I believe if you play this video at 3, I think it was like 3:30, 3:33, or somewhere around there. that there's people coming out of that home across the street, which I find very suspect, especially the amount of people that I heard were coming out of that home. So I'm going to have to go back and watch that. What did I miss? Oh, 1 second here. Michelle F., thank you so much. Welcome to the nation. Nice having you. And did I miss someone more? Witchy, welcome. Thank you so much, guys. Welcome to the nation. Glad to have you. I'm gonna go back down here. Really, 350. Okay, this is 353. So let me just screenshot this. So 333, and then I'll also check out 352 just to see what that's all about too. Because what I was more worried about in this footage was the time. Because I mean, I've always been generous, giving 6 minutes to whoever did this, but this seems like it is. Christina, if you go to my page, if you just go to my like on my page, you should be able to, like on my YouTube page, right on the home page there, you should be able to just click right on my email and it should pop right up if you actually have a short of it happening. That'd be awesome to have. I just really wasn't. I was more paying attention to, this. Supposedly, it's Brian Koberger doing a K turn in the middle of the street, and then at 4:17, we're hearing all this screaming, commotion, dog barking, and then at 4:20, this person's already out of the house, speeding away. So everybody was giving me shit for giving Brian 6 minutes to do this because everybody wanted to give him 10, 11 minutes. Where do you guys see 10, 11 minutes based on this footage? For the footage that we watched, it's 3 minutes. I can't wait for fall. So sick of living in hell. Too hot for me. Where are you at, Jesse? Kat, my email's right on my homepage there on my channel. I'm talking about the house. Like if you see, I'm not sure what. See, I don't know if the screen looks the same on my end as it does over on YouTube, but the house, it looks like it has a light on directly across the street. For me, it's right next to the number 9 in the amount of viewers that are here. It's that house, like literally the house we can see across the street, the full house we can see. I think there's only it looks like there's one house there. And I believe that door opens up and people start hauling ass out of it, is what I was told. What's up, end of the line? Yeah, 3 minutes. 3 minutes, one person, 80 stab wounds between 2 victims. So let's just call it 100 total. Now we know there's blood spray all over the place. But he doesn't track any to his car. So if Brian was involved, I don't think Brian was driving. Or it wasn't his car. I know, but in the eyes of MSM and what they push, it's more than possible. It's overly possible, actually. The guy was walking. The guy was walking. Okay. The bottom window has been masked because I think it's just gotcha. I don't know about you guys. I can't wait to see the full. No, not 3 minutes per victim, Beach Babe. 3 minutes total. So at 4:17, we start hearing, the commotion starting, and then at 4:20, he's on camera here, speeding away. Now, if we're gonna say he parked directly in front of the house, then okay. But supposedly he parked behind the house, so he had to get out of the backslider, go up to his car, speed down, take this left, and then hit this camera again, speeding away. If that's who they're saying did this, that's 3 minutes to do all that. I'm sorry that I mean that's just it's almost I mean it is impossible. I mean no, I'm sorry, that's impossible. Simply, it's fucking hilarious. By the way, I'm gonna go back and watch the that stream again where I asked if anybody wanted to be a mod, just in case, like, you know, sometimes if Meg's busy or Annie's busy. Obviously, you know, I don't want to have 20 mods, but I do want to add a couple more. So anybody that was interested in being a mod, I'll probably just like do like a randomizer and put names in like a randomizer I have on here and just randomize the names and like the top 3 or something like that. I'll make a mod so it's fair and nobody gets mad or anything. But I appreciate anybody that said they wanted to. Can I vote on the mod? You're funny, Meg. Well, what I was gonna do is I was just gonna write down like the people who want to be a mod that I trust, and then just do it a fair way. Sounds good, Bones. Meg should be allowed to pick. Okay. Well, all right, Meg. You should. I mean, Meg, you have my email. Hit me up. Hit me up after this. Send me an email and be like, "Yo, here's what I think." All right, Les. Awesome. Free BK, Regina. Like I said, everybody's allowed to have their own opinion here. Whether you think he did it, whether you don't think he did it, whether you think there's a conspiracy going on, whether you don't think it's a conspiracy, it is what it. We're all here just trying to make it make sense, no matter which way you look at it. Even if you think he did it, you can't still think this makes sense, in my opinion, because it don't. Cat K, you're in. All right, cool. So, Christina, you sent to me. Thank you so much, Christina. I'm gonna get that. I'll check that out after I get off here, and then yeah, I'm working on getting a laptop, because if I just need a laptop to be able to bring some, I mean, that's really the only thing I'm missing here, is just being able to share my own screen to bring something up. So StreamYard unfortunately makes you do it with a laptop. So once I get that, I'll be able to just have stuff up, bring stuff up whenever. But until then, I'm able to bring stuff up in the background and view it and stuff. But thank you so much for sending me that. I want to know which way they ran. Did they run to the left? Did they run to the right? Are those the same people that we saw on the body cam footage? That's important. Okay, Meg. And I definitely value your opinion. Hey, Ro. Thanks for coming in. Nice to see you. Lori. Welcome. What else we got? This is Glenjamin. Towards Chandler. What doesn't add up to me? What does? It'd be easier to say first what does add up to me, which is nothing. If this added up to me, I wouldn't still be talking about this damn case. Usually a suspect pleads guilty, they go away, everybody's happy, and life goes on. But in this case, they're literally giving us information and coming out with documents, and coming out with footage, and coming out with this and that. That's literally showing us, look how much we fucked up. And I just think that it should be brought to light, because these are our rights too, guys. Like, these are our rights here. I think it's important to see how everything was done, and yeah, to me that's very important. And all this stuff that Hitler just said that he's going to allow to be unsealed and stuff is going to tell us. It's not going to tell us all of it, but it's going to tell us a lot. I'm just waiting to see something that shows that Brian is the guy without a shadow of a doubt. He went in, first killed Maddie and Kaylee, so he went to the third floor. So he ran up to the third floor. So he was longer in the house than 3 minutes because that is when Zena's. Okay, so the two you're saying didn't scream. The other two just didn't say a word. So when the dog was barking on the third floor, but the dog was barking at Zena on the first floor. I mean, on the second floor, you're telling me. Not at Zena, or not at Kaylee and Maddie. Got it. Alrighty then. Whatever you say. Yeah, you and me both, Gemini. Again, I just found it pretty interesting that this guy's clad in black with his own personal cell phone taking pictures of a crime scene. Like, sorry, I have a problem with that. Truth seeker. Hey, Tina. Welcome in. You leaving, Ledge? Have a good day, man. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. I'll see you again soon. It's an afternoon stream, so I wasn't planning on being live crazy long. I just wanted to go over these few things with you guys to kind of get your thoughts, because it's been eating at me, especially the knife sitting on the ping pong table. Hey, yo. Happy Sunday, Donna. It's only 10:04 there. Lucky you, Meg. It's freaking 12 o'clock here. April, do it up. It's Sunday. It's a day-to-day drink, but then you gotta stop, especially if you work the next day. Hey guys, if you haven't yet, if you can hit that like button for me, I appreciate it. If you can like it up. Anybody do anything fun today? Again, the links, the StreamYard link should be pinned to the top of the chat if anybody wants to come up and give me your thoughts on the guy clad in black, or give me your thoughts on the knife that I guess was disregarded and wasn't even mentioned in the PCA. Wonder why. Taking my kids to the hubby and a parade in a bit. Ooh, that sounds fun, Meg. Sounds really fun. Why are none of the guilters questioning the ever-changing statements from everyone? Their police statements don't match interviews or Amazon documents too. I don't know. I figured like by now it's like, okay, they got what they wanted, right? Brian pled, whatever, but like, yeah, it still amazes me, but it shows me that, they don't, it wasn't just about Brian being, pleading or being found guilty. Like, they truly don't give a shit how screwed up the investigation is, or how, statements weren't recorded here, or how this wasn't recorded or that wasn't recorded. I mean, nobody should be okay with that, whether, you think he did it or not. I'm sorry. They could have done this by the book if they truly had their guy. Why not? I mean, if you truly have your guy, you have the evidence to prove it, do it by the book. Why do you why do you have to go through all these backdoor It just doesn't make sense to me. I wish, it was just done properly. Paper tails. It's up to you. I'm open to all opinions. I'll probably be shutting this down in about 10 minutes. Quit about an hour and a half. I got some yard work to do and some weed whacking. I always feel emotional when I hear bands and sirens during a parade. My favorite things, like my favorite type of instrument, or whatever you want to call it, during like parades or whatever, are bagpipes. Bagpipes get me so hype, I can't even explain. Exactly, do your fucking job. Exactly, do your fucking job. At the very least, this is how guilty people get away with shit, right? We pay them with our money to like entrust in them doing the right things. 10 minutes is nowhere enough time to go over this. No, I didn't want to go over the whole case. It was just more of, if you think it's a little odd that this person that supposedly a witness saw that's clad in black and a few hours is literally in the house clad in black, walking around taking pictures with their cell phone. I'm sorry, again, but I guess we'll just chalk that up as another coincidence. I want my money back. For what, April? Jim says, I have a big fucking problem. What the fuck is wrong with telling the truth? Why not be honest instead of see why? Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. People didn't care about the truth. Yeah, just think about the amount of money, April, that was spent in this case, like on the prosecution side, on the defense's side, all of it to not go to trial and for some bullshit plea to be taken. I mean, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And it's not just me saying it. I mean, Steve G agrees as well, with a lot of the stuff that we all say in here. It's just the, he's allowed to say whatever he wants, but when we reiterate it, we're terrible people. Hell yeah, they did, Gemini. And not just that, the university got what they wanted. Yeah, everybody got what they wanted, except the victim's families, basically, and Brian. Brian obviously pled. I'm sure he didn't want to plea, but he did. I know, Christy. I'm so sick and tired of hearing it because it's just so disgusting to me. She needs treatment for her frozen shock. Remember? So I heard that treatment costs about $100,000, and then after should be okay. Or she might spend it on artist lessons so she can get better at drawing bushy fucking eyebrows or whatever she has all over her wall. That's definitely blood money. Imagine that. Imagine having quote unquote friends that die, and then you use basically their death to create a GoFundMe and make money that isn't even being like donated to I don't know, something in their name to prevent stuff like this again. I just find, I can't. That makes me sick to my stomach. I can never ask somebody for money, one, but then to ask people for money knowing that, oh God, People have such ugly souls. I know. But yet she comes to trial and starts crying, Christy, like, you know. And if you really watch it, if you really watch that sentencing, she might sound like she's, you know, crying and stuff, but there's not one tear. Not one tear. Not one. So, but yeah, I just want to, you know, I just found that interesting, and I wanted to bring it up with you guys about the, you know, that guy who caught himself taking a selfie in somebody's mirror, dressed clad in black with no booties on, gloves on. Which is that how they arrive to every scene? Like, is that how they arrive to an unconscious person's scene? They arrive, you know, dressed to the tits and gear. It's just odd that they rolled up after being called for an unconscious person like that and started taking pictures. So, but I appreciate everybody's input in chat. Michelle F. and Witchy, thank you again for becoming members. Welcome to the nation again. Jesse, I appreciate you. I know you can't talk, but I appreciate you coming up here and giving me the space there in the background to be able to pull up some pictures and stuff to show everybody. I don't know when I'll be live again because, again, I don't want to keep rehashing, you know, things over and over. But you know, if something new comes out, or I know I'm in, you know, I'm in contact with about 2 or 3 people that, you know, grew up with Brian, that I was mutual friends with. So we've been talking about, you know, I've been talking about bringing them up just to kind of chat, have conversations. And it's just a matter of pinning down a good day and time with them. So I'm working on that. Yep. Because again, I still find that important to, you know, hear from actual people that knew him, knew his personality, knew his temper and stuff, to, you know, get insight on that. Because to me, that's more important than clickbait and shit. But hey, so I appreciate you all. I hope everybody has a great Sunday. Again, thank you so much for coming in. If you can just hit the like on the way out, and if you haven't yet, hit the sub button there so you can come back, and yeah, we can all chill and shoot the shit again. So I appreciate you all. Jesse, if you can hear me, have a good one, buddy, and God bless. See you guys.